Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about what you could see or visit in Brighton. Mostly when people visit Brighton, they only stick to the beach part or the pier. But Brighton has a larger part of history related to the whole United Kingdom. And hence, we wanted to discover it more, and that's why we created this video. Let's get started. Located on the south coast of England, less than an hour from London by train, Brighton is one of the UK's most popular destinations. Whereas it has long been known as a seaside resort, there is a far more to Brighton than just fish and chips on the beach. Here are some few fun facts to give you an insight into this vibrant, historic and diverse city. Brighton is not the city's full name. An important first fact is that Brighton is actually formally known as the City of Brighton and Hove. The towns of Brighton and Hove formed a unitary authority in 1997 and were granted city status by Queen Elizabeth II in 2001. Many locals still call or consider the two to be separate towns. Brighton was the backdrop to ABBA's Eurovision success. Most people don't know that when the Swedish band ABBA won the Eurovision Song Contest with Waterloo in 1974, it was in Brighton. The event was held at the Brighton Dome Concert Hall, still a popular art venue today. Brighton borders the UK's newest national park. Another fact which visitors to the UK may not know is that although Brighton is a coastal city, you only need to travel 10 minutes outside of the city to reach the South Down, the UK's newest national park. Brighton is the home to Britain's oldest cinema. Yes, a well-known landmark in Brighton is the historic Duke of York Cinema. It is reputed to be the oldest cinema in the continuous use in Brighton and offers cozy, theatre-esque surroundings in which to watch the latest releases and rerun of all-time classics. Brighton is home to a well-loved fictional detective. Detective Inspector Roy Grace is the main character in a series of crime novels by best-selling author Peter James. All of the books are set in and around Brighton, and so far the novels have been published in over 30 different languages. Many actors, musicians, and other public figures have lived in Brighton. Today, Brighton is considered a very desirable place to live, and walking around, you may be recognize some famous faces. Brighton's creative vibe has always attracted artists, actors and musicians in particular, with Sir Paul McCartney, Nick Cave, Adele, Noel Gallagher, Fatboy Slim, and even Hollywood actress Kate Blanchett, all having owned home in Brighton at some point or other. Speaking about Brighton, Kate Blanchett is quoted as saying, "I miss Brighton enormously, enormously. There is so much I miss, including rain. I miss the verdant countryside." Brighton has a nickname. Thanks to its cosmopolitan nature, Brighton is sometimes also referred to as London by Sea. As we are talking about artists, I have recorded a local musician singing a song for you. So let's listen to it. Brighton first became fashionable amongst day trippers and holidaymakers from London in the late 1700s, when then the Prince of Wales, who became King George IV, became a regular visitor. The palace he built, a beautiful Indian and Oriental inspired building called the Royal Pavilion, is one of the England's most unique landmarks. Brighton is the only town in Britain with a Grade 1 listed pier. In the UK, so-called listed buildings are recognized as having a historical interest and are therefore legally protected from change or demolition. Brighton's West Pier is one such building. Despite these days being derelict, opened in 1866, it originally started life as a promenade for well-to-do Victorians, but by World War I had evolved into a pleasure pier with rides and a concert hall. Although no longer joined to land and completely derelict after decades of disuse, its distinctive shell remains one of the city's most iconic landmarks. The Brighton Sea Life Centre is the world's oldest aquarium. Dating back to 1872, the Sea Life Centre on Brighton's seafront is the world's oldest aquarium, with over 100 species, including sharks and stingrays, and vast tanks of local and tropical marine life. There is plenty to discover. You can also walk through England's longest underwater observation tunnel. Brighton has tunnels beneath it. Brighton is rumored to have numerous lost tunnels, but there is one from the Royal Pavilion to the Museum and Dome today, which you can still see. Brighton also has a lot of jewelry shops in the main city, which is quite close to the beach. This is because a lot of people want to get married in Brighton, and it would be easier for them if they have these kind of shops around to choose their wife's lovely diamond rings. So guys, if you want to go to Brighton, make sure you don't just visit the beach only, you also go to the end and into the city. Have a nice trip to Brighton. And wait, how I can forget it? The most exciting bit in Brighton is there is an official shop of Harry Potter and Game of Thrones where you can buy souvenirs for your loved ones if they are into these two serials. Have fun.